Hello, hello, hello. It is Tiana again, and today I'm going to be going over the chart from Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. So, this vertical blue line here, we have the 1800 open. We have our key entry point high at 68.9250 and our key entry point low horizontally blue line is at 68.7350. So it was kind of a tight range. So at the open, we pushed down through the bottom key entry point, and then we made a second entry short off of the EMA. So if you went there, entered there below that strong bearish candle, you could have entered at 68.65, and you could have rode that possibly down to this double bottom, which was at about 67.87, which was about 79 points. So you could have gotten anything that you wanted if you stayed back in that trade. So the entry was at about 8:40 p.m. and then if you stayed in during the night, all night, it came to the conclusion at about 5 a.m. So then at 5 a.m. we had the double bottom. So we had a low, higher low. So if you took the low, higher low entry here, you could have possibly entered that at about 67.97, and then that, if you took it up until the first major pullback, was at 68.17. So about 19-20 points there on that move. This vertical blue line here is our 9:30 open. That's when I actually start trading. That's when we start trading for the day. And I had this envisioned as a range. And so at 9:30, I took this move here. And I wrote it down to the bottom of the range. So I got in, I got about 6 points out of this move. So I entered probably about here and then wrote it down to the bottom. So I saw it as a high, lower high. So high, then push down, this is a lower high. So I entered and I got about 5 points out of that move. I think I got 5 or 6. So that was my only trade yesterday. And then though, if you kept this and still envisioned it as a range, we had a strong, it tried to go lower a few times, it couldn't go lower. It had all these greens in a row, so some strength there from the buyers. It broke out, it pulled back. I'm gonna make this a little bigger, so tiny. It broke out of that range, pulled back, and then that candle there. So if you had gone there, even though it pulled back, you would have survived if you had kept your stop back. You could have got in at 68.16 roughly, and then it went up to about 68.40. So yeah, that was a 24-point move. You could have got 20 points or so out of that. The other way you could have played that, it did pull back again to the top of that range. So it actually made a second entry long. So you had a high, push down to the EMA, then up, and then push down, and then this candle up. So that was the second entry long there. You could have entered again at about 68.17 and wrote that same move. Or if you had entered on the low, higher low here, you could have got in a little higher at about 68.20 and then rolled that up for 20 points. That is all I am going to go over for this day, because it was just, it was up and then it was back down. I like to be done trading within the first hour of the open. We never did get any more plays off of the key entry points. Everything happened below it. So yeah, that's how this day could have worked out. So yeah, so hopefully you had some great moves, and I will be back tomorrow to go over the chart again. So have a great day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.